Hello, Tony Babbitt with Quahata Winds Flutes. A little while back, Evan, a good friend of mine, asked me if I would be interested in participating in the second Moab Flute Festival presented by the Echo Hunters Association. I was lucky enough to perform and privileged enough to be at the first Echo Hunters Association Flute Festival in Moab, and it was really a good time. This year, Evan asked me if I would be interested in donating a flute for a silent auction, and the purpose would be the monies raised from it would help the high school music students. Now, I told Evan that I would definitely be honored to donate a flute, and that he would have to wait until the flute found me, and that would be the one that I donated. So it's been a little while. Evan and I have talked a few times, and the flute has finally found me, and I'd like to show you a little bit of it and hopefully get you interested in the silent auction for this particular flute at the Moab Flute Festival. So here is the flute. You can tell it's rather long, so I'm going to run it by you here real quick. There is a Quahata Winds logo burnt into the top of it, and as we move down the flute, there is my rendition of a Kokopelli, and he sits atop 6 finger holes, and my rendition of a cornstalk and a sound hole. Now, the really neat thing about this flute is it's not just a walking staff. If we go just a little bit farther, we find another sound hole, another rendition of a cornstalk, 6 more finger holes, some direction holes, and the rest of the body of the walking stick. It happens to be a piece of aspen. Now, this particular piece of aspen I was getting ready to cut in half and make 2 flutes. I was interrupted in the process, and when I came back out, that was the moment that I knew this was the piece of wood that was going to the flute festival. So, I just wanted to show you a little bit about it. I've attached a medicine bag to one of the fetish ties so you can carry some of your own energies with the walking stick. These are the blow holes for the flute. I didn't want to put 2 sets of direction holes in the center of the staff. It would make it weak. It is a relatively sturdy staff, and what you have is a walking stick with 2 flutes. So one of them has a little bit higher voice. I tend to play a higher voiced flute in the mornings. And as I walked and hiked throughout the day, in the evening, maybe I would like to turn the flute around and play something that is just a little bit lower keyed. Walking staff, side blown, naff tuned, walking stick, 2 flutes. Somebody is going to have a very unique instrument. I hope they enjoy it immensely. I enjoyed making it, and I have fallen in love with this, and I think that's why it's going to Moab, and it's going to be up for auction. Come down to Moab February 18th and 19th of 2012. and put in a bid on this flute. Maybe you'll win it, and listen to some phenomenal flute players, look at some really excellent flute work, and have a great time. Come on down, put a bid in on the flute, and we'll see you in Moab.